Well, I just finished dropping off Dr. Cope to the Texas International Produce Association to do the second day of HACCP training. We had breakfast again this morning, and we had some war stories to tell. He did a whole bunch of tours in Vietnam, never lost anybody as a ranger, and that was, that's something to be proud of. He said they would pray for every mission, and sometimes the new guys didn't want to do it, but after getting a couple firefights, then everybody chimed in. So I got to hear those awesome stories. I'm in 2 Samuel, and so David, has an affair with Bathsheba, killed her husband. The baby died now, and then he got her pregnant again since she had Solomon. But now it's like a soap opera. So he's got children from different women, and one of his sons, Ammon, had just was in love with one of his half sisters, Tamar, and one of his cousins notices he's really losing weight. What's wrong with you? And he's just all anxious about being in love with his sister, and so his cousin's like, I should pretend like you're sick. Have the king, David, have Tamar come and feed you. So David has Tamar do that, and then he ends up raping her, and then hating her afterwards and then they hated each other, and then her brother finds out about it and kills Ammon, and then David finds out about all this, and I mean his life just goes from being just winning, just stacking it up and having success, and he's ruling, and things are working, and then all the dominoes fall, right? And all this, when you go ahead to Revelations, and it's talking about the chaos that's gonna happen, and all that, and the it's all a distraction, and the ones that are going to make it are the ones that hold on to their faith and hold on and keep their focus on God, on Christ, on Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. Okay, and just that. So David, when he's focused on God and he calls on God and makes decisions, they're all good decisions. Once he takes his focus off God, then things go into chaos, and it happens with everyone around him. Here, I learned this from an atheist. I had a business partner. He was an ex-DEA agent, attorney, deputy sheriff, and he was an atheist. And we for 4.5 years we spent like every waking moment together, and and he would just, how can there be a God? How can all you Christians be so terrible? He had an example of one of his brothers getting raped by a priest and molested by a priest, and then his mom got pregnant. One of his other brothers is fathered by a priest, and a priest tried to cop a feel on him, and he was a big boy for 12 years old. He beat the crap out of this priest. So that's why he's got the bent that he does. and I had, just continued to be an apologist for the Christian faith for 4.5 years. But he said I would curse a lot, and curse like a sailor, right? And then he's like, listen, when you curse, as soon as you curse, both Christians and atheists consider you a hypocrite. And so once you claim, and so if you claim to be a Christian, you claim to be a believer, and then you do something out of, that's not Christian, that's not of a believer, right? Nobody's ever going to believe you again about anything. And so that's why I don't curse. Okay, but I'm not harping on that. But the point I'm making is you can't be inconsistent with your faith. You cannot be one way in one thing and another way somewhere else. You that's incongruent. You can't hold it. You either are or you're not. You can only pretend. You can only hold a facade for a short period of time before you're always going to become true to yourself. You're always going to revert back to your norm. And the only thing that can keep you from snapping back to your carnal self is your continuous faith in God, and continually praying and meditating and reading the Bible. I am, every time I read a chapter in the Bible right now, when I meditate in the morning, that's what I'm meditating on. And that keeps my conscious mind and my subconscious mind focused on the same thing. And that's what all my meditation exercise is just getting my conscious mind and my subconscious mind, get the protocol set and they're together. Okay. And there's a ritual I go through every morning. It's basically a prayer, a 20-minute prayer, and I honor God for all the things He's done throughout, since creation, and have the intricate details and precise how everything is, and then I honor my subconscious mind, on what it's done to throughout my life. We're going to do better things if we can get it in line with my conscious mind, and then I go toward what I'm reading in the scriptures, and I think about, like right now it's David, when he was operating in his conscious mind, when he was in his subconscious mind, or their characters, his sons and daughters, and and the whole issues that they have because they're not connected to God, because they don't have control of their drunken monkey. All right, so there we go. This is one day. Have one day.